So today we're going to dive into the Sephirah Netzach, but not in that old dusty, ancient lore kind of way. We're going to look at it as a seriously practical and powerful tool for transforming your life, like a mechanism for actually creating the future you want to live in. Let's get into it.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You get that feeling of being in a holding pattern, just waiting for the universe to give you a sign or for things to just finally happen. Well, what if there was a system and kind of internal technology designed to completely break that pattern and put you in the driver's seat of your own destiny? Okay, so here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to break this whole thing down into 5 parts. First, we'll define our territory, this place called Netzach. Then, we'll walk through a really powerful 3-step algorithm for creation. And finally, we'll see how it all clicks together.
All right, first things first. We have to understand the landscape we're working with. Try to think of Netzach not just as an idea, but as a world station, almost like a cosmic workshop where all the potential versions of your future are forged. So if you look at the tree of life, Netzach is right here. Its name translates to victory, but it's so much more than that. It's the realm of our instincts, our deep emotions, our creative passions. This is the place where our feelings and desires start to take on real shape, forming the raw material for the realities we eventually end up living in.
Now, working inside this realm are 3 key forces, or let's call them emissaries. We're going to get to know them as Nemos, Tusakat, and Katakaths. And their mission? Well, it's nothing short of reality bending. To generate every single possible future and to shape the very currents of our inner world. Okay, so our first step in this whole creation process, it begins with the emissary Nemos. And his domain is all about embracing a radical, profound stillness. Nemos is known as the quantum weaver, and his method is, well, it's a bit of a paradox. To create a new future, he kicks off something called the Great Wait. And this isn't just sitting around. It's an active, conscious process of stopping everything to prepare the ground for whatever's coming next. So, Nemos plunges you into this state of what's called ringing uncertainty. You might know it as a dark night of the soul. It's that feeling of career burnout or a total creative block or feeling utterly lost after a huge life change. It basically hits the pause button on time, cutting away all the dead weight. The connections, beliefs, and habits that just can't come with you. This forces you to completely surrender control. And yeah, it can be terrifying, but it's right there in that silent, dark void that totally new possibilities can finally start to grow.
And this quote just nails the core lesson here. Real, lasting change can't be rushed. It needs patience. It needs trust. You have to let the seeds of your new reality germinate in the quiet dark without constantly digging them up to see if they're growing yet.
All right, so once the ground has been cleared by Nemos, we move on to step 2, and this step is guided by the emissary Tsakh. This is the phase of emotional healing, of catharsis, and of discovering a brand new direction from the ashes of the old one. Tsakh is the architect of probabilities, and his work is it's so profound. He helps us heal not by avoiding pain, but by guiding us straight through it. He uses the power of loss and what feels like total, radical disappointment to help us shed our illusions and see a new way forward, even when our logical brain is screaming that it's a dead end. Tsakh's process is like a deep cleanse for the soul. He intentionally kicks off an emotional crisis, not to be cruel, but to help us finally get rid of values that were never really ours to begin with. This powerful emotional release just washes away old blocks, and this is the amazing part, it transforms the energy of grief into this pure creative optimism. It's in that moment of total vulnerability that he lights up a guiding star, a crystal clear vision of your true purpose, shining brightly over the ruins of what you thought you wanted. This quote really captures the beautiful, ruthless compassion of Tsakh. The loss is necessary. It forces you to stop looking down at the dust and debris of your past, and instead lift your head to see the brilliant future that's been waiting for you the whole time. So, you've paused, you've cleared the ground, you've found your guiding star. Now it's time for action. This is the final step, and it's driven by the emissary Kathakats, and it is all about decisive, powerful, forward momentum. Katakats is the navigator of probabilities, okay? So if Nimos hit the pause button and Sakahat set the new destination, Katakats is the one who ignites the engine. His job is to tame all that inner chaos, the fears, the doubts, and channel that energy into a focused breakthrough, navigating all the infinite possibilities to lock onto the one single reality where your dream becomes fact.
This is the quantum leap. KHAKHH makes it feel like time is accelerating, making things happen with breathtaking speed. He pushes you to grab the reins of your own destiny. No more waiting. And he does this by perfectly uniting your sharp, cold reason with your passionate, fiery heart. The result is just this massive surge of life force that propels you across the finish line, turning what was once a distant hope into your actual lived experience.
So we've got these three incredible forces: the pause, the guiding star, and the quantum leap. But they're not separate events. They are three parts of a single, elegant, and perfectly synchronized mechanism for creating reality. Let's take a look at how they work together.
This table really shows how the pieces all fit together. You see, first, Nemos, the quantum weaver, he creates the necessary void. Then Tzakath, the architect, uses that void to reveal a new design. And finally, Katakathots, the navigator, executes that design with incredible speed and precision. See? Each one has a distinct role, but they absolutely depend on each other. So the algorithm is simple, but it's really profound. It starts with the face of the void, where you just stop and surrender. This is essential for resetting your whole system. Next up is the face of catharsis, that emotional cleansing that lets you see your true path. And it all culminates in the face of the leap, where your intuition and your will synchronize to create this unstoppable breakthrough. It's a really clear flow, right? From stillness to vision to action. So when you get right down to it, the entire mechanism of Netzach is designed to do one thing: take the powerful, often chaotic energy of our emotions and instincts and transform it into a focused, coherent space of victory and realized potential. And really, this presents a massive shift in perspective. The old way of thinking suggests the future is something that happens to us, something we have to struggle against and try to control. But the Netzach way shows us that the future is something we create from the inside out. Victory isn't won in some external battle. It's achieved through internal alignment. You don't control events. You manage your inner state, and that, in turn, shapes the events around you.
And that leaves us with a final, powerful question to think about. If this three-step process of release, realignment, and action is the key, then what's the first thing you need to let go of? What part of your past must you be willing to sacrifice on the altar of the great pause to begin creating the future you truly desire?